Hi, my name is Nicole Lansbury. I'm a licensed professional counselor, supervisor, and a licensed marriage and family therapist in Austin, Texas. I'm the executive director of Austin ADBTA Associates, and I'd like to share with you my favorite skill, which is from the emotion regulation module in dialectical behavior therapy. It's called ABC Please. One of the things you'll know is that DBT has a ton of acronyms, and this is one of the longer ones. So ABC Please is my favorite skill because it's something I feel like I can do each day and almost like check off at night whenever I'm reflecting on my day and thinking about what have I done to help decrease my emotional vulnerability. So it starts with accumulating positives both in the short term and the long term. So in the DBT manual, there's actually a list of hundreds of possible short-term activities that you can do to accumulate positives. Whether it's petting a dog, watching a funny show, listening to your favorite song, just something that you can do to really increase those positive neurotransmitters in your brain. As for long-term, really that kind of ties into setting and achieving goals. And DBT talks about accumulating positives in the long term as identifying what a build a life worth living goal is. And so we really want to help people figure out what they're working toward long term and help them achieve that. You can kind of do this in two ways. One of the ways is to determine what is making you miserable and try and change it, or what will make you happy and move toward it. Coping ahead is really anticipating what's coming up and what you can prepare for today that will make tomorrow easier. As a mom, this has been a skill that I have really excelled at, in that, like, making lunches the night before and getting clothes ready and those sort of things. So I just really kind of try and think about, is there anything today that I can prepare for that will help make tomorrow or next week easier? The please part of ABC Please is really about managing your physical vulnerabilities to help regulate your mood. So we talk about the importance of managing physical illness. What that means is if you need to go to the doctor and manage a chronic health condition, do that. If you have a headache, take ibuprofen. If you have allergies, use Flonase, right? Just really do what you can to manage that physical illness that can really amp up our emotional vulnerability. Listening to your body. I really think that our body tells us a lot of information, and if we're paying attention, we can start to recognize when we are getting sick, when we're getting tired, when we might need extra rest or support. And so really just paying attention, listening to what your body has to tell you. Eating healthy, of course, trying to eat 3 meals a day is a good place to start, and having a balanced meal plan. Avoiding mood-altering substances. We all know that substances like alcohol and drugs can impact how vulnerable we are to our to negative emotions. Or I think about a lot of times when people are drinking, that makes them more likely to engage in behaviors or cry or do different things that we're all aware of. One of the things I like to remind people is that caffeine is also a mood-altering substance. And I am not opposed to caffeine, but I do want you to be mindful of how much you're using a day. Sleeping adequately. So sleep is super important. I feel like if there's like one thing that I would say, it would be to try and regulate your sleep, which is going to bed at the same time, getting up at the same time, and getting at least 7 to 9 hours of sleep a night. I think that there's a lot of us that really don't do that, and it's so important. There's a lot of studies about longevity and just mood stability as well. And lastly is exercise regularly. I think this can be really hard. What I say is try and make a goal of 150 minutes a week, preferably outside in sunshine. There's really good data about how exercising outside can be almost as powerful as antidepressants. So those are just things that I feel like I can kind of check in with myself around and make sure that I'm staying mood stable and decreasing my emotional vulnerability too, because the DBT skills apply to us as therapists just the same as they apply to everybody else.